The X factor. Walking is an incredibly efficient movement pattern. This is why we can basically walk all day long. The rhythmic nature of the movement and energy conservation ensure that we require minimum muscular activation as we propel our bodies through space. Today we will discuss the X pattern in your myofascial system. I'm Jay Armstrong. Welcome to the Movement Pro. The largest organ in your body is your skin. Beneath your skin is a tough, stretchy material called fascia. If you've ever cleaned a chicken or a deer, you've certainly noticed that each muscle is wrapped in a plastic-like substance. The muscles are wrapped in this myofascial substance in order to increase the force production of each muscle. Fascia is largely composed of collagen, and it's highly innervated. This means that you can, on some level, feel that stretching and tugging that your fascia experiences as you move. Well, what does this have to do with how we walk? I'm so glad you asked. Suppose you take a step during gait with your left foot forward. When you do this, your right arm will swing forward. Since your skin and fascia form a large continuous surface, this action will cause the fascia to be stretched from your left leg to your right arm. Imagine a line running up from your right hand up the back of your arm, diagonally across your back, and down your left leg all the way to your left foot. The skin and fascia along this lengthy path is stretched, and due to the pliable, elastic nature of the fascia, you have essentially stretched a rubber band. Stretching it in this way stores energy. When a rubber band is stretched, it wants to contract and give back the stored energy. So you must apply much less muscular energy to pull your right leg back and your right arm back and your left leg back. The stretched fascia does much of this work for you magically. I guess you have figured out that a similar thing happens when your right leg moves forward and your left arm swings forward. Now imagine both of these long lines running up from your hands, your arms, across your back, and down your legs. These two imaginary lines form an X pattern on your back. So one side stretches when your left foot moves forward, and the other side stretches when your right foot moves forward. This is an incredible energy storage system, right? Well, it actually even gets better. The X pattern that we just described is called the backline X pattern. There's another X pattern on the front side. So imagine the stride that we were in before, where the left leg is forward and the right arm is forward. When you're in this position, the right leg is back and the left arm is back. So imagine a line running up from your left arm across your chest and down the front of your right leg. Once again, the fascia along this line is stretched and does its amazing job of energy storage. Again, there are two such lines across the front of the body. These two lines form an X called the frontline X pattern, incredibly enough. I find this to be amazing. This is what your body was designed to do, to walk in an incredibly efficient movement pattern. Things are stretched as your arms and legs move forward during gait. Then the stored energy returns them to the center. As they move rearward, the fascia is stretched again, once again storing energy to help them move forward. Quality, efficient locomotion for humans standing on two legs is virtually effortless. So, what's all the fuss about? Why do we care about this if it happens automatically? Because if our posture or our movement skills are compromised, these front line and back line X patterns become out of balance, and they lose that efficiency. Here are a couple of examples. When we spend a lot of time working at a computer, playing video games, driving a car, our arms are internally rotated and our shoulders move forward. This position becomes habituated. Our tissues and our muscles adapt to make this our default position, and our arms and shoulders remain in this position once we stand up. With our arms internally rotated and our shoulders forward, we simply can't swing our arms forward and backward. Instead, they make an arc that moves toward the midline of our bodies and around us. This straight line movement forward and back has been replaced with curved motion. Our second example also involves the problem associated with the adverse adaptation associated with this same seated position. While seated, our hips are bent. In other words, they're in flexion. Usually, our upper bodies form a 90-degree angle with our upper legs. Once again, our bodies adapt to this overused position. When we stand up and try to walk, our legs simply do not want to move behind us. We often compensate by turning our feet outward and swinging them around us in an arc. So once again, this straight line movement pattern that is efficient has been replaced with curves and arcs. Most of the exercises or movement practices that I promote here at the Movement Pro are specifically designed to restore proper quality movement and improve posture. Most chronic pain is in fact due to poor quality movement and compromised posture. No work you can do in a gym or on a treadmill is nearly as important to your long-term health and well-being as time spent undoing the damage caused by all of the hours that we spend in this seated position. For more information on the effects of movement and posture on your health and chronic pain, check out my book, What is Z Health, available on Amazon. Or you can join me for a Movement Pro mobility certification here in League City, Texas. Learn more at www.themovementpro.com. See you next time here at the Movement Pro.